Happy Saturday. I was supposed to make a video yesterday and I kind of got caught up with a bunch of work stuff at night, and I was doing a photo shoot during the day. And someone had suggested today that I do a video on what I do to prepare for a photo shoot, so I thought that would be a pretty cool topic since it's fresh in my head. So yesterday I did a photo shoot with Ryan Creations, and he does a lot of cosplay photography. He's from Seattle. And he was up here for a convention, but we had decided to just do a random photo shoot. We did a couple lingerie things. We shot actually a full entire lingerie set that I had made for myself, and it also had a harness and stuff on it. It was pretty cool, so I'm really excited for those photos. And those are going to be available on Zivity eventually at some point. So that's super cool. But what I do to prepare for photo shoots is a lot of self-grooming and practicing, and yeah. The day before the photo shoot, I usually do a lot of self-grooming stuff, so I make sure my hair is usually freshly dyed. I have to kind of prioritize photo shoots. Some of them are booked like months in advance, some of them are booked weeks in advance, and some of them are booked like last minute. But for example, I have a photo shoot August 22nd to 26th, a Suicide Girls Shoot Fest that I'm attending in Vancouver, where I live, which is pretty sweet. I'm one of the hosts of it, which is going to be super fun. So I have to kind of think about, like, bleaching your hair is really shitty, so I try not to do it too often. So I'm growing my hair out, and then I'm going to bleach my roots for the shoot fest. So until then, I just keep the rest of the color maintained. If your hair is kind of, I don't know, you want to look your best for your photos, and you want to make sure that you look as professional as possible. And as a model, it's kind of your duty to take care of your physical appearance, and, you know, yourself in general. So making sure your hair is done and washed and styled and all that jazz, unless there's a hairstylist on team, is super important. I always make sure that my nails are done too. I have a nail artist named Cynthia, Modish Nails by Cynthia on Facebook. I'll put the link in the description below. But she does my nails for me, and she's super freaking rad, and sometimes I send her pictures. These nails were inspired by the lingerie that I wore for my gypsy set that I shot in my van last week, I think it was. So these kind of match my lingerie, and she also just kind of takes free reign and does the most rad things in the world. So she's really, really cool. And I also make sure that my toenails are painted, and I give myself a pedicure. And I exfoliate my skin, moisturize, I do a mask on my face, and I try to take care of my skin as much as possible. I have a full, like, skincare routine, and I think that also is because my mom was an esthetician when I was growing up, so she kind of, like, made us take care, like, really good care of our skin. Even though I don't have perfect skin, I still do get blemishes and stuff like that. I try my best. So there's that. I take care of the physical stuff as much as I can, and then I try to get as good of a sleep as I can that night, and I try to book photo shoots 12 or later because I'm usually really stiff in the morning, and I try to do some meditation and some Reiki and some light stretches and stuff like that just to warm my body up and prepare it for the day. And you should always have breakfast anyways, but especially as a model, I know a lot of models like to skip breakfast, and that's really, I know it's because they, like, a lot of girls don't want to look bloated or anything during their photo shoots, and I can understand that, but if you're eating foods that are making you bloated, perhaps try choosing foods that don't make your body bloat. What I do in the mornings is I have a smoothie. I use Vega powder, I put some kale and spinach in there, some, like, raspberries and organic juice and chia seeds and hemp seeds and, like, whole power punch of things in there, and I drink that down in the morning. And it's just really good to fuel your body for the energy that it needs to, you know, perform during the day, because being a model is actually, it's a lot of work on your body, because holding poses is not just like, you're not just relaxing, you know, when you're sitting like this. You're arching your back, and you're tightening your torso, and, you know, you're also, if you're, sometimes I do, like, I wouldn't say fitness modeling, but I do a lot of exercise, so a lot of the poses that I do have to do with, like, flexing my abs and stuff like that. So it is actually a lot of physical work on your body to be a model, and practicing is also really important. So practicing posing in the mirror, practicing facial expressions, different emotions, like being able to portray different emotions is really important. Like all of these things kind of add up, and a lot of people think you just have to be, oh, it's raining. A lot of people think you just have to be pretty and go in front of the camera, but you can tell when someone's uncomfortable in a photo shoot, and you can tell when someone knows what they're doing in a photo shoot. And it's really important to practice no matter what you're doing in your life. So it's no exception when it comes to modeling. Practice makes perfect. Really learn to know your body. No matter what shape or size you are, you do not have to be a certain size to look better than anyone else in photos. You should only be comparing your work to your past work. You should be improving on yourself all the time, not worrying about what other people look like. So everybody looks amazing because of angles. If you're slouched like this, you're not going to look attractive, but if you're arching your back, I have a really sore back today, so I can't do it, but if you're arching your back and, you know, lift your chin up and practice, you know, just little variations of poses, because you don't have to do a lot of changes, like big pose changes, you know what I mean? You can just, it can be from, like, you can have your hand here, and then one photo can be like this, one photo, eyes to the camera, one photo looking over there, you know, you just little tiny variations. So practice a lot of that in the mirror. I do that a lot. And then the day of the photo shoot, like I said, eat breakfast. I do a lot of meditation, Reiki, stretch it out. And then I like to listen to like really, really awesome EDM and rap music. Like I said, Brooke Candy. I freaking love Brooke Candy. So I listen to a lot of like really pumped up kind of music. And I usually try to make sure that there's some way for me to play my music out loud during the photo shoots, because I really like keeping the flow and the energy going. And sometimes I bring someone with me to take behind the scenes photographs, because it's really fun to have those for Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr and websites and all that other fun stuff. So yeah, what else do I do to prepare? I guess after photo shoots, I do a lot of stuff that has to do health-wise, because I tend to overwork myself sometimes. So I take an Epsom salt bath, which kind of soaks into the muscles. It's magnesium chloride, I think, hydrochloride or something. It just helps your muscles. I know it just makes me feel nice. I'm not a scientist. So Epsom salt baths are really great, and my partner Liam always gives me a massage with my shoulders and neck, because my neck and my back is a really big problem for me. So I get a nice massage, and I always make sure to pack a lunch during the photo shoots as well, to keep the energy going. And yeah, that's all I can really think about right now for what I do to prepare for photo shoots. But if I think of anything else, I'll probably just write it and add it in the description below. Also, I'm really sorry if I talk too fast. I've been told that Canadians talk super fast, and not the last time I went to the United States, but the time before that, I was actually told several times to slow down. So I'll try to be more, you know, noticeable of that in my next video. I'm sorry if you can't understand me. But you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.